In November 2019, Hong Kong held local elections that shook the political landscape. The results were a stunning rebuke to the pro-Beijing camp and a resounding victory for pro-democracy candidates. This election was seen as a referendum on the anti-extradition bill protests that had gripped Hong Kong for months. The public, frustrated by the government's handling of the protests and demanding democratic reforms, turned out in record numbers to vote. Turnout was over 71%, the highest in Hong Kong's history, with many first-time voters casting ballots. A key factor in the pro-democracy camp's victory was the widespread dissatisfaction with the government's policies, including the controversial extradition bill. The bill, which would have allowed the extradition of criminal suspects to mainland China, sparked massive protests, with people fearing that it could be used to silence dissent and erode Hong Kong's autonomy. The pro-democracy camp capitalized on this anger, with many candidates actively participating in the protests and advocating for greater democracy and human rights. The pro-Beijing camp suffered a major setback, losing nearly 242 seats and losing their majority control in all but one of the 18 district councils. The Democratic Alliance for the Betterment and Progress of Hong Kong, the flagship pro-Beijing party, saw its largest defeat in its history, losing nearly 100 seats. Several high-profile pro-Beijing politicians, including Junius Ho, who had expressed support for the mob attack in Yuen Long, were ousted by relatively unknown pro-democracy candidates. The results of the elections had a significant impact on Hong Kong's political landscape, demonstrating the strength of the pro-democracy movement. The election signaled a shift in public sentiment, with many Hong Kongers expressing a desire for greater autonomy and democratic reforms. However, the victory was short-lived. In the years following the elections, the Chinese government imposed new security laws and election reforms, significantly restricting political freedoms in Hong Kong and effectively silencing the pro-democracy camp. These events serve as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for democracy and human rights in Hong Kong. Despite the challenges, the people of Hong Kong continue to fight for their freedoms, demonstrating their unwavering commitment to democratic principles. The local elections of 2019 highlighted the deep-seated desire for change in Hong Kong, a desire that continues to drive the pro-democracy movement. While the pro-democracy camp's victory was short-lived, the elections of 2019 serve as a reminder of the power of the people's voice and the importance of free and fair elections. The results, a reflection of public sentiment, highlighted the deep-seated desire for change in Hong Kong and showed the strength of the pro-democracy movement.